Fawcett.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. Well, it's great to see Senator Cameron finally being prepared to come in here and actually criticise somebody for misconduct, but he's criticising the wrong person. Today, 13th of September, far from being owned by the government, Justice Flick today handed down fines for union lawlessness. So if Senator Cameron wishes to come in here and talk about people who have broken the law and consequences, when is he going to start criticising the CFMEU for what Justice Flick has described in the most severe of terms? At least Mr Hajkis has resigned. When is Senator Cameron going to call on the leaders of the CFMEU to resign? Now, Justice Flick, we've got a separation of government, the powers in this country between the judiciary and the parliament and the government, and so Justice Flick can by no way be claimed to be the attack dog of the government. But this is what he said, and I quote, "It is difficult, if not impossible, to envisage any worse conduct than that pursued by the CFMEU. The CFMEU assumes a prominent role in the industrial affairs of this country and has consistently exhibited a contempt for compliance with the law. The CFMEU has long demonstrated by its conduct that it pays little regard to compliance with the law and indeed has repeatedly sought to place itself above the law. It is difficult to perceive how such conduct can be regarded as in the best interest of the bulk of its members and the workers it supposedly represents. Such conduct may promote the CFMEU as a militant union, but the constraints imposed by the law apply to all, including the CFMEU." Now, that's not the minister, that's not somebody appointed to a commission, that's a judge who has made that comment in handing down record penalties to the CFMEU. So to the CFMEU nationally, $1.326 million. To the CFMEU in New South Wales, $956,000 in fines. And in addition to issuing those unprecedented penalties, Justice Flick also referred union officials Brian Parker, Luke Collier, Robert Kerr and Tony Sloan to the Director of Public Prosecutions for possible criminal prosecution for allegedly giving false testimony during the proceedings. So what we have here is a case of great hypocrisy, where Senator Cameron stands up and criticises one individual who, by all accounts, now appears to be a matter of record, broke the law, has been found guilty accordingly and has resigned. Consequences for the action and judgment from those opposite. But what Senator Cameron and colleagues on that side of this place are not prepared to do is to come out and criticise the conduct of the CFMEU, where what Justice Flick has found in this judgment today is that they have, over a long period of time, consistently sought to place themselves above the law and have broken the law and have been fined with the most significant fines in Australia's history. And yet, do we hear a word? Do we hear a single word from those opposite who are owned by the union movement in this country to condemn in any terms, let alone the strong terms that Senator Cameron has just used now about Mr Hajkis? Do we hear them condemn in any terms the conduct of the CFMEU? It shows that there is rank hypocrisy by the Labor Party, that they are totally owned by the union movement, and if they have any decency, if they have any respect for the rule of law in this country, they should come out and condemn in at least as stronger terms the conduct of the CFMEU nationally and in New South Wales, and as found in this case just handed down today because of their actions on the site in Sydney.
Thank you, Senator Fawcett.